This gathering is the greatest challenge and the greatest cause and the greatest work on earth today.
Hey everyone, my name is Tyler and this is The Greatest Cause. And the greatest cause is bringing others to Christ. Today I'm going to talk about Elder Jeffrey R. Holland's General Conference address titled, Fear Not, Believe Only. This address was given in the April 2022 General Conference. I absolutely love this talk. There is so much about this talk that I profoundly enjoy, and it means so much to me. I feel validated as well as I feel strengthened. As usual, if you haven't listened to this address, I suggest that you listen to it, or watch it, or read it. I have this talk down in the description below. Let's get started. For nearly 2 years, a pandemic of biblical proportions has enveloped our planet. And while that plague brought a halt to almost everything socially, obviously it did not bring a halt to brutality, violence, and cruel aggression politically, nationally, or internationally. As if that weren't enough, we are still facing long-standing social and cultural challenges, ranging from economic deprivation to environmental desecration to racial inequity and more. Given our current times, it is understandable if the idealism of the young is waning a little. Dr. Laurie Santos, a professor at Yale University, recently created a class titled Psychology and the Good Life. The first year the class was offered, nearly 1/4 of the entire undergraduate student body enrolled. Over 64 million people then visited her podcast. Writing about this phenomenon, one journalist noted how painful it is to see so many bright young students and adults desperately looking for something they've lost, or worse yet, longing for something they never had. It goes without saying that we have seen so much happen in the last few years, and even that phrase is kind of getting old. But sometimes I think we forget to acknowledge just how bad things are for some people. Some people have been hit by the pandemic a lot harder than others, and in different ways especially. I believe that there have been some good things that have come out of it, as well as some very terrible things. Obviously, there are a lot of people, especially young people out there like myself, who are struggling, who find it hard to be motivated to do things when you have all of these economic challenges, when you have all these social issues, when you have corruption in governments. It's so easy to get weighed down by it. There's just so much that happens. I love how much he validates those who are struggling, and that is many of us. And I would be surprised if that's not all of us. It's easy to see that we are living in a world where men's hearts are failing them. Yes, we might sometimes want to run away from where we are, but we certainly should never run away from who we are. Children of the living God who loves us, who is always ready to forgive us, and who will never ever forsake us. You are his most precious possession. You are his child, to whom he has given prophets and promises, spiritual gifts and revelations, miracles and messages, and angels on both sides of the veil. He gives a very important list of things that we have been given by a loving Heavenly Father. And I want to list those out one by one more time. Heavenly Father has given us prophets. He's given us promises. He has given us spiritual gifts, revelations, miracles, messages, and angels on both sides of the veil. I don't think that this quote is Elder Holland trying to push down our struggles and say, you've been given so much, you shouldn't be complaining. I don't think that's his intention with this. I think it's to remind us what we already have and what we can utilize. Heavenly Father has given us so many different tools for us to learn, to have comfort, to have peace in our lives. Now, not everything is going to be perfect because this life is a test. But we are living in the dispensation of the fullness of times. We are in the last days, the time when Israel will be gathered, and we will prepare the world for the second coming. It's been said in numerous ways on numerous occasions that we are some of his finest soldiers who have been sent here. And Heavenly Father loves us so much that we have been given all of these different things, all of these different tools. And there are so many others that are not even in this small little list that he has given us. I think it is amazing that we have a prophet on the earth today. I think it's amazing that we have the priesthood. We have all the things that come from that. And we have each other. This is such a great time to be alive. To quote a very famous author, it is the best of times and it is the worst of times. Hey, paraphrasing here, right? But seriously, the good and the bad are equally getting stronger. So don't let evil in this world weigh you down so much. There really is equally, if not even more, good out there. That doesn't mean that you can't struggle. That doesn't mean you're not allowed to be anxious. It doesn't mean that you are sinning because you are down. Heavenly Father loves you so much. Let's remember the gifts that He has given us. Of course, in our present day, tremendously difficult issues face any disciple of Jesus Christ. The leaders of this church are giving their lives to seeking the Lord's guidance in the resolution of these challenges. If some are not resolved to the satisfaction of everyone, perhaps they constitute part of the cross Jesus said we would take up in order to follow Him. It is precisely because there would be dark days and difficult issues that God promised He would, out of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, guide prophets, give an iron rod, open a narrow gate leading to a straight path, and above all, grant us the power to finish the course. When I first read this, I thought of these lines from We Thank Thee, O God, for Our Prophet. When dark clouds of trouble hang over us and threaten our peace to destroy, there is hope smiling brightly before us, and we know that deliverance is nigh. God is not going to leave us helpless. In fact, He gives us miracles. And throughout this conference, in different ways by different speakers, we have been told to seek and expect miracles. I think we need to learn about them more. I think we need to have sufficient faith to find these miracles in our lives. Even though we live in a fallen world with many harsh realities, we know that Christ has overcome the world, and that we can have peace, and we can be forgiven, and we can have hope again because of Jesus Christ. Before this next quote, I just want to issue a warning that suicide is mentioned. And if you don't want to hear me talk about suicide briefly, you can skip to this timestamp at the bottom of the screen. To any of our youth out there who are struggling, whatever your concerns or difficulties, death by suicide is manifestly not the answer. It will not relieve you of the pain you are feeling or that you think you are causing. In a world that so desperately needs all the light it can get, please do not minimize the eternal light God put in your soul before this world was. Talk to someone. Ask for help. Do not destroy a life that Christ gave His life to preserve. You can bear the struggles of this mortal life because we will help you bear them. You are stronger than you think. Help is available from others and especially from God. You are loved and valued and needed. We need you. Fear not. Believe only. Unfortunately, there are many people whose hearts have failed them and have taken their own lives. This is a very serious topic and not one that I want to oversimplify. I want to be careful with my words here, but I want you to know that there is help. There are so many people out there who care about you. If you are having any of these thoughts, any of these feelings that you want to harm yourself or others, please get help. Please talk to someone. Call the number on the screen, and I also have it linked down in the description below if you are feeling suicidal. This is not something to mess around with. Do not let this be an option. Your life is so valuable. I've had my dark moments. I speak from experience here. You have so much value. You cannot even begin to understand just how much value and light that you have. I feel very fortunate to be alive right now. I feel very fortunate to be in this time that we are in, even though I hate so much of this world. I absolutely hate how dark it gets. And I haven't even seen the worst of it. But just know that it is going to be worth it. You have to do this. You need to get through your life and endure it with joy. Find joy in your life somehow, in some way, even if it's small. Jesus Christ has sent you on the earth right now because He trusts you. And He knows that you are capable of completing this life. He knows exactly what you are capable of. And He will not give you any challenge that you are not able to overcome, even though it might feel like everything is weighing down on you and you can't do anything about it. You can. There are so many people who want to help you. Anyways, I love Elder Holland, and I love the message that he brings. The story of Fear Not, Believe Only involves a man whose daughter has died. And when he went to Jesus Christ, Christ said to fear not, but believe only. And what happened next is his daughter was brought back to life because of Jesus Christ. A miracle occurred. What I think Elder Holland really wants us to know is that if we don't let fear into our lives, but have faith, have a belief, have even a mustard seed of faith, that miracles can and will occur. Maybe not in the way that you would think, but they can and will occur. And I promise you that as you faithfully seek and expect miracles, you will find so much joy in your life, and you will be able to navigate the complexities of this life. I promise you that. Fear not, believe only. Thank you. This is the greatest cause.